Are we live?
Yep, looks like it.
What?
I can
Wait,
barely hear you though.
you can't?
Barely.
All right,
Something.
this we're having technical difficulty.
Hang on.
Oh my gosh, we are live. All right, so this is how we're gonna start it. We're live. Hi everyone, welcome to Web Wonders question mark. I have here Dylan from Eight Legged Sins. Dylan, hi, how are you?
Hey, pretty good. How about you?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Um, a little bit.
A bit. Do you want to leave and come back?
Yeah, let me hang on 1 second. Let me see if it works.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Technical difficulties. And at that, I have my snake wrapped around my hair, which he's tangled very much so, and I can't put him back in. But let's get to the comments, shall we? And everyone that is here. Oh, wait. Yes, he came back. So, yay.
And there it goes. That's a lot
There you go.
better.
You're all good?
Yep, that's a lot better. I could hear you finally.
Oh, good. Perfect. So let's get to these comments real quick before we start. Who we have here? Sammy. Hi, Sammy. Uncle Sammy.
Hi, everybody.
Banna. Hi, Banna. Of course, we have to have Joe in the house. Hi, Joe. Who else? Adrian. Magandang. Adrian. Um, and of course, that was me. And Python Portal, Will. Hi, Will. Thanks for being here, guys. All right, so for this weird episode, and we have a fun one tonight later on, but I won't spoil it. But for those of you watching, for those of you who don't know you, Dylan, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Dylan. I own Eight Deadly Sins LLC. I've been in the hobby about going on 7 years now, but I've been doing a lot of research beforehand. Um, Never really lived in a place where I can have, my own collection until about 7 years ago. I ended up starting, and then I started working with like big names, things like that, and then working my way up, and here I am today. It's been a wild ride, but you take it for what it is.
Basically, one step at a time, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
Every day's new.
right. Usually a lot of people say, hey, how did you get started or whatever? But I like to ask a different version of that question. I like to ask, what made you get started in this hobby?
Just my love for inverts. Ever since I was a small kid, I've always been playing with bugs and stuff like that. My mom was always yelling at me, saying I was going to get bit by something one day. But it's kind of the risk that you take with these animals,
Exactly.
um, and just kind of following my passion. Um, I just found what I'm passionate about after having like just normal 9 to 5 jobs, things like that. Like working regular warehouse jobs and stuff like that. It just wasn't doing it for me. And then, when I started the hobby, I started with one spider, and then it was like a rock slide from there, and then all of a sudden it's like you start seeing like what species you want to work with and what species you want to stay away from and things like that. So,
Mhm.
um, it started pretty early on in life though. When I was just a toddler, I was always obsessed with anything that's like creepy crawly, and it could be because I'm an October baby, so maybe
Oh,
it has something to do with Halloween.
probably. So, when was your aha moment of when you realize this is something that I want to be doing, not just for like a hobby, but like something that stabilizes you mentally?
It started when I dabbled in, like, Asian species.
Mm.
My first tarantula was, Gramisola pulchra, the Brazilian
Mhm.
black, and I think that was, like, almost everybody's first, but when you start getting into, like you start looking at videos and pictures and stuff like that online, and, once I started with the Asian species, it kinda all fell into place from there. That's mainly what I do. I have a lot of old worlds here.
Mhm.
I do offer like new worlds on my store and things like that, and I have plans of breeding a few new worlds as well. But mostly all Asian species is kind of what I stick to.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about the Grandma Sola. So that was actually mine,
Was
the
it?
in Black Lab.
Hmm.
And that was my all intention of getting my first tarantula. And when I did, I finally got it at an expo from Caleb Hill over at Wicked Webs.
Yep.
And it was a sling, of course. I had it for 6 months, but it passed away because it got
Oh.
stuck in molt while it was molting, and I was so devastated. And so ever since that, I was determined to get every chance that I could get to get a Grandma Soul poker because it was, the my main favorite.
Mhm.
But how long have you been in this hobby?
Um, Physically about 7 years.
7 years, nice.
But I mean, I was doing research since I was, teenager.
Yeah.
I was always like looking at pictures. When I was out somewhere, I'd pull a book, and if I had, tarantulas on it, I always, gawk at the pictures because I think they're just beautiful creatures.
Hmm.
And the thing that is really wild is they're all over the world.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter if you're here in the US or South America, and then you go to, like, Africa, Asia, like, they're just kinda everywhere,
Hmm.
and it seems like, it's just one of those things that's just, it's crazy to me. The last 7 years have been definitely a roller coaster, but on the upslope, if that makes any sense.
Hmm. That it does. Do
Yeah.
you remember that back in the 90s we used to have those books in school, the reptile magazines?
Yep,
But do you remember the spider ones?
yep, yep,
Yeah,
those were always my favorite ones,
yeah, those were
and
the best ones that always captivated us, right?
yeah, yeah, and, like, kids used to always be like, "Ah, gross," "spider," and I'd be like, "Ah, gross, a dog," and they'd be like,
Right.
they look
What?
at me like,
No.
I'm like, "Hey, it's just a different creature. What is it? What's the difference between a spider and the dog? It's just a different creature,"
Exactly.
you know?
Real quick. Hi, Mike Duvall. What's up, buddy?
"What's going on, man?"
Thanks for hopping on. Um, but let alone that people don't know that these spiders are actually puppies. Like
Mm,
you just have to get to know them
yeah,
and get away from that stigma of and
yep,
I always blame the media because the way they demonize these animals, and not even just spiders but like anything that's creepy crawly, like snakes
mhm,
and other things. So
yep,
people like you and I, that's what we're here in the hobby. We're here to help people have a better understanding that these creatures are not meant to be monsters.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I love, like, when I'm at expos,
yeah.
and I'm, set up at the table, and I have, little kids come over, and they're like, "Oh, ew, gross, a spider," and I'm like, "Hey, what makes it gross?" Um, it's just generally, like, understanding, like, where the fear comes from.
Hmm.
It's, what makes it gross? Is it the 8 legs? Is it the fur? Is it because they don't have any bones? Is it, the fangs? Um what about that animal makes it, quote, unquote, "gross"?
Right.
Because that's something I've never understood. I've heard anything from, "Oh, it has too many legs," or, "I don't like it because it's furry," or, "The eyes are weird." Like,
Yeah.
it's just, like, little things that people are afraid of, and that's my goal is to, like, kinda squash that fear that people have. Like you said, media, movies, things like that, they always portray spiders as some kind of evil, like,
Yeah.
crazy monster,
Yeah.
and then you look at them, and I'm sitting here in my bedroom and taking pictures. I'm sure you've seen my photography,
Yeah.
and, like, they're the farthest from evil, As
Yes.
long as you're patient with them, they're patient with you, you know?
Exactly.
Obviously, they don't like to be pushed around, they can't really see that well, and they're very sensitive to, like, vibrations and stuff, so as long as you're patient with that spider, it'll be, very well behaved.
Exactly. And they have a personality just like every living creature in the world has a personality. So you have to treat them as so. Hi Dickie Foster.
What's up?
So here in the comments, my buddy Joe Fisherman, he's also a photographer. So
Mhm.
I don't know if you know him, but you guys should catch up and get to know each.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
for
great
sure.
photographer.
I'm
Yeah.
always open to suggestions with my photography. I kind of have like one main theme that I use.
Mhm.
I like the dark aspect of it, and then try to make the animal kind of pop out of the dark. Um, you know, as long as it looks like, as long as you can get like all the detail,
Yeah.
excuse me, is kind of like what I shoot for. Whether I use a piece of cork bark or whether I use, like today I did that ghost ornamental. I did her with that skull.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and then I actually did a what was it, a Goody Sapphire, the P
Mhm.
Metallica,
Yeah.
and I did her with the skull, and somebody actually got her tattooed on their forearm.
Oh wow.
It was crazy to see like my photography being tattooed on people. Like
Yeah.
I never, you know what I mean? Like I never thought he was like, "Hey, I hope you're not mad," and I'm like, "I'm honored."
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's
like
pretty
that.
cool.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
So,
Um, I think photography is one of the many ways that people can, how you say that word, get into that step of, how physical therapy or physical exposure. So
mhm,
first of all, we could do is uh what's that word, visual exposure,
yeah,
for people not to like, or to start getting used to like these type of animals, like to try and help them.
mhm,
um, that's actually one way I use for arachnophobia, to help people get over their arachnophobia. I
yeah,
use visual exposure, physical exposure, and then gradually helping them to appreciate why they should appreciate these
mhm.
animals. Yeah.
And I
But
tell everybody, go to expos.
yes.
Honestly, like seeing them in person, it changes a lot of people's minds because they're like, "Oh," I've had people come to my table already and they're like, "Oh, big scary spider," but then I open the lid and see like it's not gonna jump at your face or anything.
Yeah.
And, and people are like, "Oh, well, it's not anything like the movies." And I'm like,
Exactly.
you can't just watch the movies and not look at the reality of stuff.
Exactly.
Start watching documentaries and start watching like Dark Den or Dave's Beasties or something,
Yep.
um, where they educate rather than use them for fear.
Yep. Those are the true heroes in the hobby. Let
Yep.
people help educate. And I like that comment. So this is Joe Fisherman that I was telling you about.
Mhm.
How you portray animals in photography is how the world sees them. It's very true.
That's wonderful. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So today's subject is 8 to 80 essentials. Meaning, if you really think about it, when you first get into the hobby, there are some things like equipment that so called we need when it comes to housing these animals. So I wanted to ask you, when you first started, what was your first essentials that you needed when you were housing these animals?
So top five would be tongs, catch cup, food. Make sure to give them the right food and um, make sure it's like clean food. Try to stray away from like chain stores because they feed their feeders a lot of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Number four would probably be care guides. They help quite a bit.
Yeah. There's our
Um,
background.
okay, that's a lot better.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Hold on. Wait. I don't know if I could add him. I don't know. Wait. Oh, no, he left. Okay. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah. I'm still a newbie trying
Oh,
to,
you.
yeah, do the whole background thing. So
Yep. So
I'm
yeah.
just, I'm just an employee. Oh, there he goes. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just saw your message all late, so I fixed it for you.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm laying down. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I
You're
was
still
throwing up.
nervous.
I was throwing up, coughing up
Hey, how's
blood.
it
So
going?
I'm going good. It's going good. Just exhausted, fatigued. I
I
was
can't hear anything.
what y'all hear something else?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's on my other phone. I'm talking on the phone too.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now, Dylan?
Yeah.
Dylan froze.
Can, can you hear us?
I
No.
can't hear him.
Oh,
No,
okay.
he can't hear me. Well,
I
tell him
can
I
hear
said
you,
hi.
but I can't hear.
Oh, okay.
Tell him
All
I
right.
said
Well,
hey
say bye.
and
Oh,
bye. Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
I'll talk to him later.
Okay.
All right.
Bye. So that's my boss.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to hear you, but I couldn't hear him at all.
Oh, okay. That's so weird.
So
Anyways.
yeah. So
Oh. Hmm.
so yeah, tongs, catch cup, care guides, good feeders, and last one I would say would be make friends with more experienced keepers.
Hmm.
I know that's a big one because a lot of people try to like. There's a lot of how do you say it? Like, oh, like I know everything already, and yada yada yada. Like you can read all you want on arachnoboards and stuff like that, but until you talk to actual experienced keepers, I mean, there's not really anything that compares to that.
Yeah.
And that goes for keeping and breeding. You know, all it kind of all mixes in one.
Right. And there,
Um,
yeah, there's always something new that you learn.
yeah,
Always.
yep.
Yeah.
Um, Another bonus one would be adequate shelf space.
Hmm.
Just make sure you have enough shelf for the animal that you get.
Hmm.
Um, right now, my shelves are pretty full, and I have to be kind of picky and choosy about
Yeah.
what I add here.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of full house.
Yeah. And it could quickly grow without you even realizing it.
Yeah, especially during the summer, everybody's growing.
Hmm.
It gets warm in here, and everybody's molting. All my females are dropping egg sacs. Things are just sprouting here during the summer.
Yeah.
And then, by that time, it's like, man, I don't have any shelf space left.
Yeah. Because
So,
that's something that a lot of people don't realize is yes, they grow.
mhm,
They're continuing to grow, and you need to accommodate their space.
yeah,
Even though they don't really technically need a lot of space, you still want to give them that space.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and just be mindful of if you have like a 7 or 8 inch tarantula, like if you go out and buy like a Pamphibedius or something, they're going to get quite large. You're probably going to need at least a 10 gallon for when they're an adult.
Yeah.
So you got to keep that in mind for when they grow.
Exactly.
They're great spiders, but you can't just put them in like a little 8 by 8 and just let them go. They need that room.
Hmm.
You know.
So you said you like old world species,
Yes.
mostly Asian
Yeah.
species.
So any of the Ornithoctoninae, so Cereopagopus, Formingocylus, Ornithoctonus,
Yeah.
um, Lampropelma,
Oh.
and then you know you could push it down into like Malaysia and stuff like that, and you can count in like the Selenocosminae,
Hmm.
like the Orphanachus, Chilobrachys, things like that.
Right.
I love all of them.
Yeah.
Any of the quote unquote earth tigers is my cup of tea.
Yep.
I will dabble in like pokies and things like that. Like I have Subfusca, Highland, Lowland. I have the Vitata. I have P Metallica. Like I have a few pokies here, but
Yeah.
my favorites are the Asian fossorials and Asian arboreals.
Hmm.
They're
Yeah.
just so fascinating, and it's crazy to think like you can go outside in one of those places, like go out to the woods, hunt around for a little bit and run into some of these buttes. Um, I actually had a guy at an expo one time, and him and his family moved here from Thailand, and I expressed how jealous I was because that's where most of my favorite species come from. And he told me, he's like, it's not really like what you think. It's kind of like having tarantulas here in the U.S. Like, yeah, they're here, but you have to like go out and find them in burrows and stuff. They're not just gonna like show up at your door one day, But I was like, man, I'm super jealous because that's like where my favorite spiders come from is from that part of the world.
Yeah. You wish you could
Um,
be there.
yeah, yeah, and I would take a world trip, but I don't know if I could be on a plane that long.
Oh, that's
You
always,
know,
yeah.
I would get antsy. Like I go from here to Pennsylvania. I fly from Colorado to Pennsylvania, and it's like a 3 hour trip.
Uh-huh.
And I just like you can only do so much on an airplane, and I just get like antsy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could be on a plane for like 20 to 22 hours.
Yeah, that's a no-no. That
Yeah.
reminds, are you gonna be at Gettysburg this November?
No,
No. Oh, okay.
no, I don't do shows over there quite yet. I think next year I'm gonna start branching out a little bit.
Okay.
Last year I did a lot of shows in like Montana, South Dakota, Arizona, things like that. But it was like kind of not worth doing shows out that way, especially like with the cost of traveling and stuff.
True.
And then if the show doesn't pay off, it's kind of like a flush. But I know a lot of people on the East Coast are waiting on me to do shows. Um, my buddy Rick Algren in Florida, he wants to see me at a show. Arachnids Anonymous,
Yeah.
Jesse and Levi, they want to see me. Dritz wants to see me.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sure Christina Roberts from Wonderland Exotics would like to see me at some point. I have a lot of people over there that are rooting for me, but it's just traveling.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot to it. You know, if I do shows here in Colorado or Utah or something, like it's only like a 4 hour drive or something, like
Oh, okay.
maybe five at the most, which is not terrible.
Okay.
But like when I did shows in Montana and stuff, that's a 11, 12 hour drive. By the time you get to your hotel, you're just tired. Then you got to wake up for the show the next day.
True.
And, being an old man that I am, you know,
Do you have local shows though?
yeah, we have, so our local shows is just like Denver, Colorado Springs. And then if you shoot over to Utah, like Salt Lake City and stuff like that is all local.
Oh, okay.
As far as Grand Junction, there is a expo here, but it's like far and few in between. I think they only do like one a year. But
Okay.
usually all the shows are like in the Denver area. I have Repticon coming up in Denver, and then I have All American Reptile Expo coming up in Castle Rock.
Okay.
Those are two pretty big shows, so I'm pretty excited about those.
Nice. So are you selling right now or?
Yeah, yep. I
Okay.
have a website and everything, so
Cool. So
yeah.
why don't you plug yourself in before we move any further, where people
Okay.
can find you?
www.8deadlysins.net. And then if you go to the main page there, it has all my socials, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. You can see all my links on there. And then I just offer standard shipping, just overnight priority like everybody else.
Right.
I do pack my boxes a little bit different, so like I don't pack them with shredded newspaper. I usually use pillow stuff
Mm-hmm.
instead of shredded newspaper because I found that newspaper stuff kind of moves around in the box, and I'm not a big fan of that.
Right. Yeah.
Pillow stuff, it's soft. It
Durable.
provides like really good ventilation, and it holds the stuff pretty well inside the box. So
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
yeah.
Yeah. So that is actually an essential for
Mhm.
future breeders.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So that's a good
Um,
point. Thank you for bringing that up.
yeah, you're welcome. Shipping boxes, stuff like that. I just use the 7x7 for the standard.
Hmm.
I've had pretty big orders where I had to get like the 12x9x6, like the bigger boxes, but usually like standard 7x7, you'll be surprised how much you can fit in
Yeah.
one of those,
Yeah.
So
I Yeah, I've shipped a few boxes 7x7s and the little ones, and I've shipped the animal and plus little goodies.
Yeah,
It fits fine. Fits fine.
yeah, yeah. You'd be surprised like how much you could fit in there. Like when I do my breeding and sometimes when I wholesale, to other vendors, they'll order like 100 tarantulas, and I'll pack them all up in these here. Yeah, yeah. In these little vials,
Yep. Hmm.
and then I'll put paper towel on the bottom here, and then poke some holes in the top,
Yep.
and then I'll pack all these in like a 24-ounce square uh, deli cup with some
Yep.
paper towels, and nothing moves on the inside, and then you put that deli cup in the box with the pillow stuff, and it's just one big solid box at that point.
Exactly.
So
What's up, RWO in the house? Great supporters.
is that wrestling or?
No, no, Reptile World Order.
Oh, okay.
It's a group that I'm in now because I got snakes and stuff.
Thanks. Yeah,
We're a big family, so
yeah. That's
yeah,
that's good to have.
yeah. So that's what I like about the community. Obviously, there's some bad apples, and obviously there's some bad things that go on. But in both communities, you're gonna find both things, good things and bad
Mhm.
things. Hi, Randall. And so the RWO crew, we're like a big family.
Mhm.
It's platonic, everything is genuine, and we look out for each other. And I, I love it.
Yeah, and that's kinda how I am with, Tyler from the Spider Shop, Ty Randall from Tie Dye Exotics, like, Rand from North Texas Tarantula Breeders, um, Dritz,
Yeah,
and, all them other guys, that I network with, we're kinda just like this tight-knit, family.
yeah,
We all support each other, we all want everybody to succeed, do their best that they can.
hmm,
Um since I do photography, people are like, "Oh, I need a picture of blah 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 for my website," and I'm like, "Just go ahead, just put my name on it." That's all I
right,
ask is, picture by Dylan Tinney, Eight Deadly Sins, and then you can use it. I don't mind. You
exactly.
know,
Yeah.
I'm not
So
I'm not a not a stickler like that.
right. So you mentioned Dritz. Dritz, we live like he lives so close to me,
Uh
and he's
huh.
gonna be on the show tomorrow with
Nice,
Chris tomorrow. Uh,
nice.
Yeah, and he gave me his on a loan, his male T sturmy,
Uh huh.
Goliath bird eater. And I put her together with my big girl, and they've made it twice. He made two sperm webs since he's been with me. Um,
Hmm.
so I asked her, it's like, when do you want him back? He's like, did he get the job done? I'm like, I think so. Well, keep him until you see until you see the job done. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I mean that's how it is though. Keep that male until you see like something go on,
Yeah.
see some changes in the female.
Hmm.
That way if you need to try again, you can.
Right.
And
Yeah.
plus, I mean, he's probably done with that male anyway, so if you set him back, he's probably just gonna sit and just kinda just hang out for a while.
Yeah. I'll tell him tomorrow. Like, what do you want me to do with this guy? Yeah, but that's what I like about the East Coast too, is that everybody's close and we
Mhm.
all, how you say, hop over our males and females, and we because that's what we need to do in the hobby. We need
Yeah.
to keep the industry alive,
Yep.
sort of.
Especially
So
with the tariffs, like, if we don't breed and if we, like, rely on imports, all the time, I mean, prices are gonna skyrocket.
yeah.
Back in August, the tariffs went up, I think, another 30 or 40%.
Hmm.
So, on top of how expensive everything already is, if you spend $15,000 on an import, you're paying 40% of that just in fees. So, you have to make up for that by raising the price on your website. So the more we breed here in the hobby, the better because we could keep everything kinda here.
Exactly. That so
And,
that's another essential,
mhm.
basically. I
Yeah.
found already how many essentials we need, but I'm sure there's a lot.
And I mean, if it's something new, Like if it's a brand new species, like I have Ornithoctona hybea right now. Those were brand new in the U.S. I think last year or the year before.
Hmm.
I have a subadult female here that I'll be breeding when she's ready. I know somebody with a male.
Yeah.
I have Siripagopus lambdong. I have a female here. I have two Ornithoctona viridis, and I just got my hands on some Selenocosmidae North Luzon, the bloody reds,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and I've those have been like a dream species for me for a long time, and finally I got my hands on some. So I put some on my website, and then I kept four back for myself.
Yeah.
Um,
That's awesome.
kind of one of my bigger goals is to breed like the hard to find stuff.
Okay.
Um, like I have the Schmitties, the Siripagopus Schmitty, Feng Na Kabang, the Chinese golden earth tigers
Oh,
that
okay.
I produce those here. I still have the male. He's here. He's old though. He's he matured August 24th of last year, and he's still alive somehow.
He's still kicking it.
He doesn't look great, but
He's still
he's
there.
still alive.
Oh my gosh. And that's the crazy thing about mature male tarantulas, that depending on species, they last from a
Uh,
year to 5 to 15. Usually it's not that long either.
yeah, well, for an old world, that's kind of impressive. I wasn't expecting for him to live past 6 to 8 months like usual, you know.
Right. Yeah,
Most of my old world like baboon males and stuff like that, you got to use them pretty quick because they'll expire pretty quick.
exactly.
So I mean, he's over a year old, and I pulled him out one day, and he was not looking so well, but he's still good. Like, but his abdomen's really small. He chewed a leg off.
Oh,
It's,
his own leg?
yeah, yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
And
He doesn't look great, but I mean, he already did his job. Like his offspring are here. Like I have a bunch of babies here
uh-huh.
from that breeding project. Most of the time you see that species, they're usually like wild caught, like juveniles and females and stuff like that, you know?
More forge. Hi. My my hands are tied, as you can see. Um so as I mentioned earlier, we play a game each week,
Mhm.
and today is trivia,
Oh boy.
but also wait, hold
I'm doomed, huh?
on. But also with this trivia, I had asked everyone, and that the question for the end of the show is, so everyone, if you want to play, the game is, the question is, what is the most sought out tarantula? And whoever guesses the top 5 answers is going to win a sling, a baby sling, catered from me.
Nice.
Yeah. So if everyone wants to play, just put down your answers in the comments, and whoever answers whatever first, or whoever gets them on the list, and I will say the answers at the end, obviously, wins the game. Will, you are disqualified.
Let
You
me
already.
I actually want to play along with that. Let me grab a
Okay.
I'm gonna write you said top five?
Top 5, yeah.
Okay. I want to see how close I am. Let me because I have an idea.
Yeah. There's 10 answers, but the top 5 is the most.
Now does price matter?
No,
Are you
it's
saying like
yeah, the most sought after. Like
just
the
sought
most,
after? Okay.
yes.
Let me
So go ahead. Yeah,
let
go
me
ahead
grab
and
a
write
pen.
your,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and write your answers
But I'm
while
not
I
gonna show
read
anybody
through
either.
these comments. Will, autocorrect. Autocorrect. Will, you're disqualified.
Because these are the top five that I get asked about all the time.
Really? Okay.
So
Okay. Let me just read these. Wow, these comments are flying in. Hi, Jamie. I didn't see your name pop up there, but hi, Jamie. Okay, I'm reading through the comments. I'm not gonna post them just yet. I only know, okay.
Some
I
good ones on here.
of blank because of that. Okay. Yes, Jules, that counts. That's a good guess. But of course, I'm not gonna say the answer just yet. And when you finish, um, Dylan, we're gonna play the trivia game.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I like these answers. Oh man, I wish everybody could see my screen. It's so cool. Razu, you're not playing. Be quiet.
All right. My 5 are written down.
Yeah. All right.
So
So
we'll
let's
see.
get to the
We'll see
game.
how close I am.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So I have a few questions here. They're trivia based on tarantulas, and they are for you and the audience if they want to participate. Now, if you do not know the answer, you can phone in or chat in. Ask the chat for the answer or for
Okay.
help. Okay. So,
Ready.
question number 1. What? I have no okay. What are the 2 appendages mistaken for a 6th pair of legs?
Pedipalps.
Ding 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 ding. That was fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2. Which gender of tarantula typically lives longer, male or female?
Females.
Yes, correct. I know. Where's Alex? Justin from Pressure Pythons. His wife Alex. She's like us, fanatics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now this one has A, B, and C. Or what's that called? Multiple choice question.
Yep.
Okay. So tarantulas are able to live in all but one climate. A, desert. B, snowy mountains. C, tropical. Or D, Arctic.
Arctic.
Yes, Arctic.
Because yeah, because
How?
snowy mountains, that would be like the Peru highland species.
Yes.
So you
So
have
that was
like Haplotremus and all them up there
yep.
in the cold spots.
Yep, Haplochemus, Strixopelma. They are up there, but like you're right, Arctic, none.
Yeah.
None. Yeah.
That would be crazy, like a snow spider, huh?
Oh my god, an all white one. Yo.
I would get at least 10 of them.
Yes. Hey, my buddy Kyle. Kyle is in
Hey.
the house. Nice. Okay. You're just in time, Kyle. We're playing the game. All right. Our third question. There are 2 types of these terrestrial ground dwelling. There's 2 types. A, alpine, B, aquatic, C, arboreal, or D, social.
2 types.
2 types.
So you pick 2.
Yeah.
So it'd be arboreal
Yep.
and read through the. Sorry, I missed the.
You're fine. Alpine, aquatic, or social.
So arboreal and alpine.
Nope. Social.
Social because of the M. balfouri.
Yes.
Yep.
So
That
communal.
was good. That one and like alpine were probably like my. Because I was thinking again with the Peru species, putting
Yeah.
those with the alpine, but
Yeah. I mean it is, yeah, you can, but like the Google answer
yeah,
was social.
social, yeah, because of
Yeah.
the balfouris.
Right. Okay. Our next question. What is the main predator of a tarantula? A, hornet. B, human foot or boot. C, wasp, or D, beetle.
A.
Hornet?
Yep.
Nope.
Is it C? It's
Yep.
whatever the tarantula hawk.
Yes, the wasp.
The wasp. I
Yeah.
can't ever remember if they fall within the hornets or the wasp.
Yeah, yeah. I know it's kind of similar, but no, the wasp.
Yeah, because they almost look like we have like mud daubers out here,
Oh,
and the tarantula hawks almost look like those.
okay. Yeah,
So
they're
I couldn't remember if it was A or C, like whatever they fall into.
yeah. All right, our next one.
Hopefully
How do
not B.
huh?
Hopefully not B.
No, no, all right? People, do not step on spiders.
Please
Please.
don't. Get a cup and take them outside.
Exactly. All right. So, next one. Oh, no, this is our last one. Okay. So, how do tarantulas find their food? A, vibration. B, smell. C, sight. Or D, heat.
A.
Huh?
A.
A, vibration.
Yep. Yep.
It's such a good vibration. All right. Yes, you got them all. You got them all right.
Nice.
Good job. Hey, I can't clap, but okay.
Yeah, don't slap your snake.
Yeah. All right. I think it's time to go in now. You want to go in? So this is actually got from Kyle Markham.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
That's a funny
This
snake.
yeah. His name is Riddler. He is a the I know everybody's laughing at me right now because I can't get the most right, but he is a clown pie. Yes, that.
Something or other, yeah.
Something or other, yeah.
Cool
I love
looking snake.
Yes, he is a very beautiful snake. He is a
Yep.
pastel yellow belly head. There he goes. There he goes. There's the answer. He is a pastel yellow belly pie. Wow. Yes. Thank you. All right, we're gonna say bye now to Riddler.
See you, Riddler.
There you go, honey.
Pastel yellow belly pied het clown. Phew.
Yeah. There you go, honey.
I thought tarantula names were crazy until I seen all these snake names.
Oh, I know. They are unbelievable.
Yeah, say that 3 times fast.
I know, right? I'm just like getting used to just some of the morphs, and I'm just like, okay,
It's crazy, yeah.
yeah. Um, this is not it. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Where's the other paper? The trivia game one. Tell me I lost it.
Riddler stole it.
Yeah, right. Or my cat. My cat be stealing things.
Yeah. Yeah, my kitten's actually behaving right now, so.
How many cats do you have?
3.
Just 3.
Yep. And there are 2 of them are indoor, and then the other one's like indoor, outdoor. He likes to go outside.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But they're all well behaved. They don't pee in my house, which is nice.
All right, I found it. Okay, does everybody have their answers?
I know I do.
Mitzi. Hi, Mitzi.
Hey.
All right, does everybody have their answers? I'm gonna go through the list. Okay. We'll start off with Dylan. What's your list, Dylan?
So I wrote down, and these are my top 5 requested.
Mm-hmm.
The T. Caledonia, the Brazilian jewel.
Mm-hmm.
The Pulcra or the Kirigai, which are the Brazilian blacks. And then B. Hamorai and Smithy, which is the red knees. And curly hair, and then green bottle blue.
Very close. Very, very close. You got the T. Caledonia.
Yep.
And the ground salapobra. Nice. All right.
What
So
are
you
you?
got 2. You got 2 right.
What are your other 3?
All right. Hold on. Sorry guys. No. I don't have control of making smurfing people. So I will do that after the show. For the next time you guys come on, you guys will be smurfed. Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, in the comments, the regular people are the comments of the blue, like they turn blue. And if you're not
okay.
blue, yeah. Nick, stop cheating. All right. So the answer of the top 5 are the most sought after tarantulas are dun 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 dun. 1, Poecilotheria metallica, the Goody sapphire. Number 2, Grammostola pulchra, the Brazilian black lab. Number 3, the the T. Celadonia, the Brazilian jewel. That was number 3. Yes, number 4, the T species Panama lava spider. And number, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that was number 4. Number 5, Formictivus species Dominican purple.
Ah,
That
that's a good, yeah,
that was the most sought
that's a
after.
good one.
So I'm gonna go through the list and see who got lava chicken. Really, Kyle? Lava chicken? Okay, that counts, I guess. Lava chicken. All right, I'm gonna go through the list of who. I'm gonna read through the comments here where it started. So bear with me, people. No, wow, there's a lot of comments here. Okay, Will, you don't count. So the red knee does not count. There's the answer for his answer, Will, Python Portal. Um, oh, he actually guessed one right. The Foodie Sapphire, but he meant to say Goody Sapphire. Will, you're disqualified. The Goody Sapphire. Oh yeah, he got it right actually. Autocorrect. That was an autocorrect. Goody Sapphire. But I will accept Foodie.
We all
um
know what he meant.
yeah, GBB, good guess, good guess. Very good guess. Let me see. The rose hair Jules. That was a very good guess because that is basically the one that we all started with as beginners back in the 90s. So that's a
Mm.
very good guess. And then it
Rose
kind of
hairs are
hmm?
rose hairs are docile. Where do you get that? That's the only tarantula I've ever been bit by.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What? That's
the only
crazy.
one. Out of all these tarantulas I have, that's the only one I ever got bit.
That yeah, that's crazy. So far Will is winning. Um, let's see anybody else. Hippopotamus. Really? Will? Hippopotamus. Um, the black what? The black exo white hair. I
The
wish that was on the list. The Acanthoscura geniculata, the Brazilian white knee. I wish it was on
yeah,
that because that's my favorite too.
those are really pretty. I like Acanthoscurria.
Yes, I have 5. They're my
Mm,
favorite.
yeah,
I'm still reading through the comments. So far, Will is winning. Don't tell me he's gonna get a spider. Sorry, tarantula. Oh my
send
gosh.
them.
Come on, guys. Just write it in the comments, even though we already said it. Just write it in the comments. That way, Will doesn't win. GBB. Nope. Nope. Again, Goody Sapphire. And yeah. Yeah, that surprised me too, Kyle.
And yeah, the rose hair. I had seen somebody replied in the comments. I used to work at a reptile shop here in town before I kind of did my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody brought in a rose hair, and she was in way too big of an enclosure. Like I think it was like a 20 gallon or something like that. Like it was way too big, and she didn't even have like substrate or anything like that. It was just wood shavings. And then those ceramic like bridges and stuff like that.
Yep.
There was just a whole bunch of them in the enclosure, and I'm like, she doesn't even have like a spot to just like hang out.
Yeah.
Um, so I went in, I scooped her up, and as I was walking back, I felt her like fangs digging into my finger, and then she went on and bit me, and I just kind of whatever. I knew she was stressed out, like she was kind of in
Yeah.
a bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. A lot of people don't think these animals have any kind of feelings, but I do believe I'm a firm believer that they have some.
Yes.
They know when they're not in the right environment, and they know like when they're lacking what they need.
Exactly.
And that tarantula, obviously, she was very stressed out. I already have a rose hair here, so I gave her to a lady that I worked with, and she took her home, and now she's like she molted, and she's just the biggest sweetheart now. Um, so it was all because she had a bad environment, and I explained to her how to set her up right and things like that, and she went home, set her up, and she's like, "Man, I can't believe the whole turnaround. Like the attitude changed now that she has what she needs."
Yeah. And you can see the big difference.
Hmm.
So obviously, these animals are selective and collective with this type of sense of intelligence.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I believe I'm a firm believer that, like Markham said that, they're a lot smarter than what people give them credit for.
exactly.
To be on the earth for millions and millions of years, you kind of have to have some logical thinking. Like, yeah, your eyeballs don't work very well, and you chase food based on vibrations, and you quote unquote like smell stuff through your feet. You pick, pheromones up from their feet, but at the same time, it's like years of evolution. You have millions of years to get better. So, especially things bred in captivity, like captive bred animals, I've noticed
Yeah,
they they act a little bit differently than some of the wild caught stuff that you see, because they know that they're in a controlled environment, and they know that um, they they're not gonna be like in danger.
yeah,
Do they
exactly.
do they still have bad days? Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, of course. This morning I was showing somebody my big Singapore blue female. She just molted,
Oh,
and
nice.
she her molt was about 6.5 inches, so she has to be pushing at least 7 inch now.
Yeah.
And she's a big girl, and I coaxed her out, and she didn't like that I coaxed her out. She threw me a threat pose and slapped the tongs, and I was like, "All right, you do you."
Yeah.
Um, so they do have their bad days, but
Hmm.
all in all, they're not like terrible. Like some of the wild caught stuff, I've even heard of Arizona blondes being crazy.
Yeah.
Cowcodes, they come in and they're like a wild child. They throw a threat pose and bite and everything, and it's like
Yeah,
that's way different than whatever Cowcodes that you think of.
exactly.
You know.
Yeah. You had mentioned about the molting. There's two
Mhm.
things interesting about the molting process. Um, One, they have a different personality every time they molt.
Yep.
Two, I noticed, and this is very interesting. So the old worlds, they only have 1 inch growth rate after they molt, and the new
Mhm.
world have a 2% growth rate. So 2 more inches after like the molt.
Yep.
It, I don't know if you noticed, but next time check it. Their molts and their previous molts, like
Uh-huh.
after they come out of the molt, they're the for the new worlds, they're 2 inches bigger than the previous.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out because
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Um, I never like sat down and calculated it because I have a lot of like slow growing species. Um, I have a Eucratostylus pachypus right now, the um, fat leg
The
baboon.
parachute pants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I bought it when it was little itty bitty, and it's only grown. I mean, I've had it for, oh man, probably a year or something like that, and it's only maybe like 3/4 inch now. So I mean,
Yeah.
the growth rate is like exponentially slow, especially for an old world. I'm used to old worlds kind of growing
Fast.
quick,
Yeah.
but they've proved me wrong. They'll eat, they'll do anything, and then they just go into this really long like pre-molt period, for 2 or 3 months, and then all of a sudden you look in and it molted, but it's the same exact size that it was
Yeah. Like, why
before.
aren't you growing?
Yeah.
Grow
So
already.
I'm kind of hoping that this is a female based on
Right, the slow.
slow growth, but you can't always do that either. I have people all the
Yeah.
time, when I produce stuff here, like, oh, I want one of the last ones that turned second instar, or I need a male, so I want one of the first ones that turn second instar, and it doesn't all go like that. Like usually before they hit third or fourth instar, they usually molt at the same pace,
Yeah.
and then once they hit that fourth instar, then they start showing different like things. One will molt this day, and then like a week later or 2 weeks later, the other one will molt. So they don't start showing that dimorphism until at least fourth instar.
Hmm. That's
That's just my experience.
yeah. And I forgot what I was gonna say. It was about the molting. Um, man. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but you know how we can sometimes vent sex the tarantula, like if you have it, if they're on the side, and you can sometimes vent it, like see on the vent. So
Mhm,
have you noticed that males will have like this little black dot right on the epigastric furrow,
mhm,
and like the females would just have the slit, like you can tell it's a female, but
mhm.
like 90% of the time when you see that little black dot, it's a male. I've tried doing that, and it turned out to be female. So that's not always accurate.
Yep, I almost, my Kilbrachi's Kenquichan, um, when she was, I'm gonna say about 2.5 inch, she was one of the very first ones here in the US, when they came in
The
off an
import.
import, and she was one of the very first ones here in the US, and I raised her up from a teeny tiny, like, half-inch sling, and then just recently she produced for me, and she gave me 480 babies. Yeah,
Oh my
she gave
god.
me a
Over and
ton of
over.
babies.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
but she's also a good size, like, I have her in a 5.5 gallon because she's too big for an 8 by 8 by 12.
Yeah.
She's at least 7.5 inch, leg span.
Hmm.
But when she was about 2.5 inch, I trusted that vent sexing a little too much,
Yeah.
and I looked underneath and I'm like, this is a male. I got kind of bummed because I was like, well, it's one of the first ones in the US. Like it kind of sucks. But and then she molted like 2 weeks after that, and I pulled a molt. It was a nice clean molt, and I checked it, and it was she ended up being a female. So I kind of dodged a bullet there because
Yeah.
I was gonna sell her as a male, and I would have been disappointed, and the person that bought her would have been disappointed because they were kinda hoping for a male.
Hmm.
But at the same time, like, if you buy, like, a supposed male and it ended up being a female, I wouldn't be upset. The other
Yeah.
way around, I would be kind of upset, but, um, now all my stuff that I sell, like, sexed, so, like, I'll sell on my website, like, male tarantulas and female tarantulas,
Hmm.
um, you'll see, like, the 2 categories on there, and everything on there is all molt sexed. I don't
Oh,
do the vent sexing anymore because of that.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I you know, if I don't get a clean molt, it's unsexed, and if I get a clean molt and it looks like a female, then I'll sell as female. Males, sell as males. 'Cause
Yeah,
you'd be surprised how many people are like, "Hey, I need a male of that?"
that's true.
I have a small female here. If I get a small male, I can raise them up together. So you'll be surprised, like, if you put a male on the website, you'll be surprised how many people are like, "Oh, cool. Look at that, a male."
Exactly.
Kinda what I needed.
Yeah. So a lot of people can go to you. You're another person now that everybody
Mhm.
knows that they can go to you, and if they have any questions and if they want to buy from you, they can go on your website, right?
Absolutely. My inventory is always kept up to date. My morph market, not so much. I think it was yesterday and the day before, I, like, deleted everything off my morph market, and I just started over because a lot of stuff has changed.
Okay.
So I kinda redid that, and then I had a guy today come and he was, local here in town, and he came and bought some spiders. So, like, my website stays up to date, but my morph market, I can't really, like, guarantee anything. For
Uh,
the most part, it should be what I have here, but the best thing to do is, go through my website or, PM me directly, and I
right.
can I can set something up for you.
Oh, good. So
So,
you heard it here, everybody. If you want a tarantula from Dylan, please DM him and he'll get to you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. and I
Okay.
ship Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't ship after Wednesday, so
Right.
anything after that, I'll have to ship out the following Monday.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, just because like this week I sent out some stuff on Monday and I sent out stuff yesterday, and all of a sudden it got delayed in Memphis. There was some unexpected like weather going on
Ah.
in Memphis, so they got held up for a day. Which whatever, I pack my animals for the apocalypse, so I know they're
Yeah.
gonna be there. I know they're
Okay.
gonna be healthy. Yeah, by the time they get there, it's just gonna be a day late.
Yeah.
Um, I had one time I sent a box to somebody in South Carolina, and it looked like somebody had played soccer with it and then kicked it into the river,
What?
and like the sides were so. To put it in perspective, I use brand new boxes every time I ship.
Right.
I buy brand new boxes, and then every time I ship, it's a brand new box. And she sent me this picture of this box, and my heart like fell. Like it was in my stomach. And I was like, "Well, what the heck happened there?" And I told her, I was like, "Why don't you put me on a video call and we can unbox that together? That way, I can
Yeah.
write down what's a DOA and I can see if I can refund or replace. Like if I have another one, I'll send you another one."
Yeah.
Because I do have, so I have a lag policy, but it's not like set in stone. I know a lot of places have like that 2 hour window,
Yeah.
but like I give people, like let's say you buy something from me. I know everything's eating and doing fine, but sometimes the change in environment kind
Hmm.
of stresses the spiders out.
Yep.
So, like, if you get a spider and it doesn't eat for you and it ends up dying like within a week, we can work something out.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't mind, I don't mind going through and being like, well, here's some store credit, or, I have like five more of those. Let me send you another one.
Oh.
Um, I'll work something out with, my customers, which is probably one of the best things I can do. And my wife kind of taught me that.
Yeah. Good.
Um, she's like, having the live arrival guarantee is good, like the 2 hour window is good, but what happens if 3 days later it passes, or
Yeah.
something because of unexpected whatever,
Right.
sometimes, like I said, the change in environment or change in, um, temperature or humidity or something, it stresses them out and they don't want to do anything. So,
You're right, because when we get our snakes, the rule or the
mhm.
is to leave it alone for a week
Yep.
at least, so they could acclimate, and then when you
Mhm.
unbox a tarantula, you actually want to let it acclimate.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. So that's actually a really good, smart idea.
Yeah. And it's like that with everybody, because I don't want to waste people's money.
Hmm.
Even if it's a $20 or $30 spider, like I don't want to, have them spend the money and then like something happens and it dies and then I'm out,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then that looks bad on me because I'm like, well, there's not really nothing I can do. Like giving them the runaround, I'd rather just be like, sure, it's pretty common species. I have like 5 or 10 of them here. Let me send you another one.
Yeah,
And then I'll pick a day to ship, or if I don't have anything, here's some store credit, or we'll work something out. Like something will will work out for you.
yeah.
But going back to that shipment though, she had this destroyed box. I mean, it was, if I could show you pictures right now, I would, but it
Hmm.
was just ripped apart. And
Wow.
I was like, for sure, the animals inside that are dead. And this wasn't a cheap shipment. It was probably like a $400 order. Um,
Oh, wow.
so I was like, man, what the heck? Like my heart dropped. Like I said, it was in my stomach, and I was like, man. Um, so she put me on video call, and as she was unboxing, everything was fine. Um, she was like, "This is incredible because this box is destroyed. Like there's nothing left. The side panels were falling off. It looked like it floated down the river. I don't know what happened to that box, but it was insane. Um,
So,
but
and sometimes
everything,
it happens.
yeah, and everything was alive. She was like, "Holy crap! Like
Oh,
everything's
good. Okay.
living." Yeah. So, and I was ready. I was like scrounging up some money to, issue a refund or whatever I had to do that day.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but everything was fine and kicking. Like everything came flying out of the vials when she opened them. Um,
Okay.
you know, because
Give me a
yeah, I pack in paper towels, so I'll stuff paper towels inside like 3.5 gram vials, and I'll
hand.
use those for slings. and then I'll use like the 7 gram vials for like smaller juvies, bigger juvies, and then up from there, like my mature males, I'll use like the 7 ounce square deli cups. I'll put some paper towels in there.
Mhm.
Um, I make sure to really take my time packing these animals because I treat them the same way I do as my regular animals, like my personal collection.
Yeah. Yeah. That,
Even though they're for sale, they're not any less important to me.
exactly.
Um,
That,
even when I go through and like something happens, like if one dies, like one had a bad molt or something, like my heart breaks because I'm like, it's still an animal.
yeah.
Even though it's for sale, it's still part of who I am. So and I treat them the same way as I do with my personal collection. And if I get stuff in or if I breed something and it doesn't eat right away, I have a shelf for that. So I'll put all my SOS stuff on that shelf, like, or if it's like missing a leg or something, it gets put on that shelf until it grows its leg back.
Yep.
Sometimes like when I produced Paphnocchinius plumipes, the purple tree spiders,
Hmm.
um, I had a couple that had some weird molts and they were dropping like 3 or 4 legs. So I would just set them on my shelf until they were complete again, and then make the decision whether or not I want to keep them or put an extra one on my website or what I want to do at that point. But
Yeah.
I won't sell anything that's not eating and missing legs and stuff like that because it's just not ethical.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be on somebody else's plate and then the customer have to deal with that.
Yeah.
So
That's a good, that's when you know you're a good vendor, a good seller, a good provider, and
mhm.
just all around a good person. So thank
Yeah.
you for that.
You're welcome, and yeah, I mean, if I drop food in there, like if I drop a cricket or something in there and it doesn't hop right on it, you know, and if it doesn't look like pre-molt or anything like that, I pull the cricket out of there and set it on the shelf till it does what it needs to do. Because I've had stuff like a couple green bottle blues that kind of tricked me. Like they didn't look pre-molt, they didn't look anything, and then all of a sudden, like they didn't want to eat or anything. And I was like, what the heck? And then they just like molted like a week later. And I'm like, your butt wasn't even big or anything. You just look like normal, but
It
you
happens.
know, yeah, it just goes to show you it could happen at any time.
Hmm.
So
That definitely does happen. So everyone watching, it's all about body language and it's all about your instincts and making sure that you tune into other people and see what they're doing with their tarantulas, and it'll help you and it'll help others. So you're providing everyone with good information. You're providing everyone with the mindset of what if that person can't do it right, then they'll go to
mm,
you, or if they don't go to you, they'll go to somebody else. The importance is that you're providing this information and we thank you.
yep. Thank you.
Yeah. So you have made it through a whole hour. How did it go?
That went pretty quick actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
The,
So
the
I
trivia
think,
was a little bit of fun.
yeah. And you are absolutely awesome. So I want you
Thank
to
you.
come back if you ever feel like you want to come back for anything. You are welcome.
Yeah, maybe like in a couple months, maybe we'll do like a part two, and we'll
Definitely.
do like updates and stuff like that. See what's going on in the spider room. There's
Yes.
always like every day is just something new. New egg sacs going down. I got new males coming for my females. So every day it's like something new's happening. So within a couple months, I should have plenty of stories to tell.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with those 400 babies.
Oh man!
Man.
Luckily, I wholesaled a lot of them out. Like people were buying them. Give me 100 of them or whatever. So
Yeah.
luckily, I got rid of a lot of them, but I still have like 20 of them left.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is it's a big difference between 20 and 480.
That's true. Yeah.
So, and mom is still kicking. And somebody asked me about a mature male the other day. They were like, "Do you want a mature male?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
is.
lot." Like,
Yeah.
she looked like a blimp before she dropped the egg sac, and then when she dropped it, she was like laying on top of it. It was like a big bean bag. And she was just like laying on top of the egg sac, rolling it around. And
Oh,
yeah, it was just it was insane. So, and then I opened it and it was just like all these tiny babies, and I'm like, oh man, like what did I get myself into, you know? And
Yep. And you gotta search through and go, okay, one by one, take it out.
yeah, so I set them all up in a Ziploc bowl. I had one about, you know, this size,
Yeah.
and then I put like damp substrate in there, and then I just put the egg sac right in there, and then
Yeah.
they just started hatching out, and then they all went into a second instar inside that bowl, and then me and my middle son, we were working on separating them out of that bowl into cups, and that was like a whole day's work,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because Kilobrachys slings are not slow. Um,
I know. They're teleporting. Pew, pew, pew.
yeah, they're very nervous and they're very flighty.
Yes.
Um, but they've been growing fast. Like the ones I have right now on the website, I think I have them listed as 3/4 of an inch, but they're closer to an inch now.
Okay. Yeah.
They've
They
been
grow.
they've been growing quick. So
Yeah. So anyone watching, if you're interested, please go check out Dylan and his page. And Jules set that up. Thank you, Jules. We're gonna go put
yes,
that
thank
real
you,
quick before we leave.
thank you.
There it is. And for one last thing, Dylan, is there anything that you would like to tell the audience?
Well, thank you guys for being here first and foremost. I appreciate everybody's support. You know, I'm always putting on my Facebook like kind of sappy posts about how, you know, thanks for the support, and without you guys I wouldn't be here, and blah blah blah, but it's all true. It's from the
Yeah.
heart, you know. um Without all of you and without you guys watching, I wouldn't be here. I'd just be some guy working a 9 to 5 job. um and if you guys ever have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message. That goes for you too. Like if you have any questions for me, and if I don't have the answer, somebody will. You
Exactly.
know, if you ever have any males that are ready for females, shoot me a message what you have. I may have a female here, or I may have somebody close to me that'll need a male. Like you said earlier, I'm really trying to breed here in captivity, because the more we keep here, the better. You
Exactly.
know, so um, just want to thank you for having me, and thanks for the fun. Um, this was
Yeah.
probably this was my third podcast, and probably one of the most fun that
Oh,
I've had. You
thank
know,
you.
the trivia really popped things off. The comments, you know, from people here, that was really cool. So I just want to thank you for everything. And if you ever need anything, just feel
Yeah,
free to reach out. I'm only a human being, so
of course. Aren't we all? We're weirdos, but with a big heart.
exactly. My heart's bigger than my chest. So
Exactly. Especially for what we love to do and what we love. So that's
yeah,
awesome. So guys,
absolutely.
we love you, Dylan, and please continue to do exactly what you're doing.
Thank you.
And everyone in the comments, thank you for being here, and we will catch you all next week. And thank you, Dylan, again for being here, and we'll catch you later.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Lights come on, pulse in the air, we unite. Cold-blooded, got 5 feet in the night. Cold-blooded, caffeine, fueling the fight. Reptile crew, got our backs tight. Thank you, fam, for keeping us all. CMB reptiles, rolling with soul. Hold no soul, lifting a goal. Together we burn like burning coal. Elevate, more fries in the show. Irresistible pythons letting it flow. Rhetoric crew, yeah, we watch them go. Indigo, reptile coast, set the glow. Shout out feeders, we're shout out feeders. Under the rock, we're cold-blooded hitters. Ship your reptiles, make life better. South Bay reptiles, through every weather. Blue tongue, shaman, blue tongue republic. Arc adventures, riding republic. No fakes, no breaks, we're here to publish. Taking it higher, dreams embellished. Sponsors love through beats, we rise. Showing thanks to that under